Hey guys, Coach Justin here, just going through what your next 4 weeks are going to look like in terms of the strength conditioning program, right? Just kind of going through the same idea we did the last 4 weeks. I'll just kind of break down what the expectation is for each of the workouts. This one's going to be a little bit different. So you're going to be in one of three groups, either the no gym group, the partial gym group, or the full gym group. If you do have access to equipment, let me know and I can change what group you're in. So before I go into it, check the notes in the comment section to make sure you're going to watch the correct section of this video. So everyone should watch section 1, where I'm just going to go through general information of the program. Then you can go to your section depending on the equipment you have, and then everyone should finish with section 5, where I go over speed development and the agility work. All right, so general information section 1. Where are we in terms of our program? So we're in block 8 of our off season, working on decreasing that volume, increase that intensity, hopefully leading into a preseason and training camp that is going to start on time. So our last block, we did about 2,600 reps over the 4 weeks. This 4 weeks, we're only going to work around 2,000 reps. So increase that intensity of our movements. When we take a look across our 4 weeks, drop in volume each week, once again, just building up on that intensity. When we take a look at our actual week, undulating reps within the week. So what that means is just lower volume days sandwiched between higher volume days. What this means is that by the time we get to our 4th day of training, it allows for that highest intensity, which is going to be that speed development day. So the warm-ups are going to be general across all the groups. However, they will be specific to the workout. So each movement and warm-up has a video attached to it. Right? If you do it properly, it should take you about 10 to 15 minutes. Don't rush through it. Work on the movements. Work on getting ready for that workout. All right, so this is the end of section 1. Move to your appropriate section now. If you're someone who has no gym, you can just keep watching from this point. So no gym workouts. The way they're going to look, you got 2 days a week of what I'm calling a stretch shortening cycle. So these are just the muscle contractions seen in all of our movements, especially our plyometrics. So there's a video and description attached in the note of each video, or in each actual workout, sorry. So the way it works, you're going to see the same movement 3 times. However, there's going to be an eccentric portion, so a lowering phase, an isometric portion, so just a holding phase, and then a concentric portion, so actually doing the reps. So if I take a look at our push-ups, 10-second lowering, 16-second hold, 10 push-ups. Take a break, do 3 sets. When I look at our split squats, complete all the reps on one side before you switch. 5-second lowering on your right, 8-second hold on your right, 5 reps on your right. When I take a look at your circuits, same thing as the last 4 weeks, new movement every 60 seconds. This is to keep the reps low with high intensity. So we don't want any sloppy movements, especially when performing the plyometrics. So I just take a look at day 1 just to kind of explain it. You have 12 minutes of work. Minute 1, 4 broad jumps for max distance. Minute 2, 25-second isometric towel row. Minute 3, 8 single leg RDLs on your left leg. Minute 4, 8 single leg RDLs on your right leg. If you take a look in the notes, it'll have information on movement speed. So those RDLs are 5-second negatives. Your next circuit, the goal of this is to earn that rest. You want to get the work done to get as much rest as you can before the next round starts. But we don't want any breakdowns in the movement. So we don't want any sloppy movements or rush through it just to finish. The plyometrics are at the end, so it forces you to work on moving properly when you're tired. The whole idea of last time we talked about that 4-quarter warm-up. So if I take a look at Monday, you're going 8 glute bridge marches each, so that's 16 total. 5 slow and controlled Blackburns, 4 max height vertical jumps, resetting each rep. Whatever time you have left in that 2 minutes is your rest, and then start back at the top. I take a look at your core section, so your circuits are attached within those notes. This is 3 days a week. One of those days is just a little bit of a finisher. So it's kind of like, what do you have left when you're tired? So you got 20 seconds max squat jumps, take a break, 60-second max push-ups. All right, so this is for the guys who have partial equipment, so maybe don't have a squat rack or anything like that. Go through what your week looks like. So you have 2 days a week of just traditional powerlifting, weightlifting movements, working on the important movements we need to develop. We have that bench press, replacing front squats with landmine squats for the guys who probably don't have a squat rack. All right, when we take a look at our weightlifting movements, we have high hang power cleans and hang clean pulls. If you don't have a bar that spins well, maybe causes some wrist issues, you can just replace the power clean with a high pull. So our high hang, bar starts at our pockets, hang, bar starts above the knees. All right, so that landmine squat, only note, we're here to work on posture. The bar is not held underneath our chin. It is held with our arms straight down. When we take a look at your circuits for the week, so again, new movement every 60 seconds, same thing as the last 4 weeks, keeps that volume low, keeps that intensity high. Remember, we don't want any sloppy movements, especially when performing the plyometrics. So this is 3 days a week. All right, I'll just kind of go through each day, starting with day 1. So you're going 4 max distance broad jumps. Then you're going to go single arm landmine row, so 5 per arm, heavy-ish, and then 8 per leg, single leg RDLs, again using the landmine. If you take a look at the notes, they'll have information on either movement speed or how heavy or light the movement should be. All right, within each round, you have 60 seconds rest. So you go broad jump, landmine row, single leg RDL, rest, and repeat that for a total of 3 rounds. Your second circuit, the goal here is to earn that rest. So you want to get that work done before the next round starts. We don't want any breakdowns in the movement. The movements should still look clean, but we're just kind of getting through them a little bit more efficiently. All right, you have the plyometrics at the end, forces you to work on moving properly when fatigued. This whole idea of that 4th quarter warm-up, all right, or 4-quarter warm-up. So by the time we get to the end of that game, we still feel fresh, especially in our explosive movements. So day 1, you're going 5 upright barbell rows, 8 reverse lunges per leg with weight, max height vertical jumps, 4 reps. Whatever time you have left in that 2 minutes, take as your break and then just restart at the top. When you take a look at your core, hips, and finishers plus a little bit of recovery, all right, you want to take minimal rest between the movements. We don't want to spend too much time resting, considering we want this to be hard, and if it's hard, that means you're doing it right. That 3rd day, just a little bit of those finishers. So it's what do you have left when you're tired? So 20 seconds max squat jumps, take a break, 60 seconds max push-ups. This section is to be for the guys who have access to a full gym. So this includes squat racks, good barbells, anything like that. If you feel like by the end of the first week, like you don't have access to everything, let me know and I can put you in that partial gym group. So what your week looks like in terms of powerlifting and weightlifting, working on the most important movements we need to develop, which is that bench press and that front squat. For the cleans, we got high hang power cleans and hang clean pulls. If you don't have a good bar for the power cleans, you can just replace the power clean with a high pull. Remember, when we take a look at our high hang, the bar starts at our pockets. When we take a look at our hang, the bar starts above our knees. All right, that front squat, we're working on posture and we're trying to build up to a heavy squat for 3 sets of 8 for this week. And then the volume, sets, and reps will change week by week. When we take a look at the circuits, so the same thing you did the last 4 weeks, new movement every 60 seconds. This is to keep the reps low with that intensity nice and high. We don't want any sloppy movements throughout this, especially when performing the plyometrics. So this is 3 days a week. If I go through just your first day, you have 12 minutes work, 4 max distance broad jumps, 5 single arm landmine rows per arm, and then 8 single leg RDLs per leg, again using that landmine. All right, if you take a look at the notes, I'll have information on movement speed or any kind of weight we should be using. Within each round, you have 60 seconds of rest. So you go broad jump, row, RDL, rest, repeat for 3 rounds. When I take a look at your next part of your workout, so your second circuit, here we want to earn our rest. So we want to get the work done early so we can rest as much as we can before the next round starts. So doesn't mean we want sloppy movement patterns, we want good movement patterns. We're just going to work on moving efficiently. All right, so we have plyometrics at the end of each of the rounds, forces you to work on that moving properly, especially when you're becoming fatigued. Back to the idea of that 4-quarter warm-up, that by the time we get to that 4th quarter, we still want to be explosive in our movements without any breakdowns. So if I just go through your first day, you're going 5 upright rows, 8 reverse lunges per leg, and 4 max height vertical jumps. Whatever time you have left in that 2 minutes, take as your rest and then start again. When I take a look at your core, hip, finisher, and recovery workouts, it's just a little bit of a grind to finish off the workout. If you're doing them properly, they should be hard. So we should take minimal rest between our movements. All right, so we don't want to take longer breaks. We want this to be hard. We want maybe about 10 seconds per movement within the round. Then at the end of the round, take a little bit longer. You have 1 day a week of just a finisher. So you got 20 seconds max reps of the squat jump. Take a break, and then 60 seconds max push-ups, just to kind of see what you have left, especially when you're tired at the end of a workout. All right, so section 5, I'm gonna go through our speed development and agility, just kind of break down the sheets, what the movements mean, kind of what the expectation and feeling of this is for you to get a good workout out of it. All right, when I take a look at the warm-up, we're going general to specific. Doing this warm-up should take about 20 minutes to complete both of the warm-ups. So we just have a general kind of warm-up that we're used to, and then a little bit more of a speed development specific warm-up. Within the note section on the track day or speed development day, there is an attachment with the sheet that you see on the side. Pay attention to the legend. It's going to kind of tell you where your feet, eyesight, leg movement, and if you're doing any crossovers should happen. All right, you're going 2 reps per drill. So you're going 2 reps of the high knees, 2 reps of the butt kicks, so on and so forth until you get to the end of the warm-up. Take about 5 minutes after the warm-up, do any extra stretching that you need, and then move into the workout. When I take a look at the workout, again, there is an attachment of the sheet you're going to need in the note section. All right, 4 different styles of sprints that we're going to add into it. Rest as needed. You don't want to complete the next rep until you're completely rested, including the warm-up and the workout. It should take you around an hour, right? So if I take a look, we have 4 increasing speed sprints, 4 sets per side of our side shuffle to sprint, 4 sets of 30 yards, and 4 sets of dynamic speed sprints. So in total, that's 20 total sprints, including that 20-minute warm-up. I want about 2 minutes rest between each sprint. For the O-line D tackle, you can cut those distances in half. So instead of, for the increased speed sprint, instead of going 10, 10, 10, and then slowing down, you can go 5, 5, 5, and then recover. Remember, that legend just describes the footwork in the drill, if any. To kind of break it down further, if we take a look at the footwork seen in the side shuffle to sprint, when I go to rotate my hips, all right, obviously in the side shuffle, so I'm not looking straight on, my right leg is going to cross over to allow my hips to look straight on into my sprint lane. All right, so left foot plants and pivots, right foot crosses over. When I take a look at agility, you want to choose the footwork specific to your position, all right? And every time you see 100%, you want to go game speed. So you want to be going as fast as you can at that point. I want you to complete the agility after the sprints to focus on proper movement mechanics, especially when you're tired. So like the sprint package, there is a package inside the notes for you to see the sheet. 6 sets, 6 sets. So in total, we're actually going 24 sets of agility. This one, you can kind of go a little bit shorter on the rest because it's not going to be as long. We should still feel relatively rested. All right, if you guys have any questions, you guys can send me a text or send me an email. I'll make sure you guys get in the proper groups. If you feel like you're not in the proper group in terms of equipment, let me know and I'll put you in that group.